Hello, hello. Welcome to the very first cold girl walk. Or actually freezing girl sunset walk. You can probably see the sunset in the background. I decided I would do this out of nowhere, so we'll see how far we get. And also, it seems like it's gonna start raining in London. Maybe there will be some snow tomorrow for like 10 days or whatever. So who knows actually how long it'll be before I get to do another one of these. But anyway, I wanted to just share a few thoughts today, or actually a few strategies. Hello, welcome back. My name is Dr. Laura Beltrán-Rubio. I'm a fashion historian, a stylist, a curator, a writer, and here I'm just sharing bits and pieces of my life, doing all of these varied things. Today I want to share with you some of the strategies that I'll be using in the last 4 weeks of book writing. Some of you probably know that I meant to submit my book manuscript at the end of January. That's 4 full weeks from today. This is my first book. It's based on my PhD research, actually. So a lot of the research I've done, a lot of people have seen different drafts and different versions of it. That should make it relatively easy, but also the last stretch is always a difficult one, regardless of how much work you've put into any project. So today I want to share some of the things that I'll be doing during these 4 weeks to make sure not only that I submit the book manuscript on time, but most importantly, that I don't lose my mind in doing it, and that I am able to, just build a slow flow in writing the book. And so what I'm trying to avoid here is having to rush through the process or having to just pull out some, I've never been an all-nighter person. I was going to say beauty sleep, but it's probably also my thinking sleep, my intellectual sleep. I definitely want to avoid sleepless nights due to stress or overwork or anything else. So that's definitely part of what I'll be doing too, or aiming to do with these strategies that I'm going to share today. So first thing is the book manuscript is almost complete, which helps a lot. And again, a lot of people have reviewed it. Thank you to everyone who has been part of this very long project. That's been, 8 years, 10 years actually in the making. It's been a long time. But still, I do need to make sure that I keep some sort of flow of writing, and that's definitely part of what I'm aiming to do here. So one of the things that I've decided is to commit myself to dedicate 3 hours every day to the book. It feels like not a lot. To me, it feels like a lot, actually. But I know it's only 3 hours of the day, so it's not too much. Some days I know that I will be able to dedicate a little bit more time, especially if I need to do different things for the book. So like read and write or edit parts of it, but then also do some sort of managerial tasks around the book as well. So that includes organizing image files, organizing footnotes, there's a glossary that goes with the book. That's basically just summarizing information that's in other parts of it. So that I count as more of a managerial task than anything else. And so I feel that if I'm doing 2 different types of tasks, is less exhausting than just writing and writing and writing. So on those days, I might be able to dedicate more than 3 hours. The other thing that I'm committed to doing is going out and breathing fresh air. So more freezing girl walks will definitely follow. Hopefully without too much rain, without getting too wet. But I think just being able to breathe some fresh air and get some sunlight, even if not direct exposure to the sun, I think is also essential for this. And then also I am, and you probably know, big dancer and also a big workout person. For probably my entire life, I've done some form of exercise or sport every single day of my life. That's not going to change with this last month of book writing. I don't think that even happened when I was finishing the PhD dissertation and I had a full-time teaching job at the time. So it was basically 2 jobs. I don't think I stopped moving my body then. So I'm definitely committed to doing that now. That's, big thing that I am hoping I will be able to do. And then The other thing, last thing that I want to do is actually more related to what comes next after the book is done. And so submitting the book manuscript definitely doesn't mean that the project is over, that the book is done, that it is out and ready for people to get it. But it does mean that I'll get a couple of months of basically time off, time away from the book while I get the peer reviewer comments to just think about other things. And so one of the things, or to take the best advantage of that time, one of the things that I want to start doing now is to start building momentum for the next stage. And so being able to create more content is part of that. Writing other things is part of that. Doing more styling work is part of that. Curating exhibitions is part of that. So if I'm going to be dedicating 3 hours a day to writing the book, then I also want to dedicate 3 hours a day to one of these other things every day. And then, of course, 6 hours feels like almost a full working day, but I do work more sometimes. So the rest of the day, I think, will be a sort of joker thing where I fill it up with whatever it's needed. One of the things that might be needed actually is creativity, or like things that spark my creativity. If you follow me on social media, and well, you've been following whatever the blur of last year was, there was a time when I was taking myself out on little artist dates and doing a bunch of different things that ignite my creativity. Dancing, my contemporary dance classes are definitely part of that. But then I've also been wanting to do or practice other forms of art. So I have been feeling called by poetry recently. So last night I actually wrote my very first poem in ages, since I was a kid. So I will definitely be doing some of that. I've also been called to create more collages, maybe do some drawing and sketching here and there. So yeah, I just want to exercise my creative muscle. I must say, I am not a poet, I am not a drafts person. So definitely this is stretching my muscle, but that's the idea. Also stretching my muscles, I think, is reading, and reading widely and eclectically. So I will be doing a lot of that. I actually do read before going to bed every single day, no matter how exhausted I am or how late it is. That'll be continuing. And then the last thing that I will be doing is celebrating the mini milestones within this last month of book writing. And again, this is not the last of book writing, it's the last of book writing for now. I will have to most likely rework at least parts of the book when I get the feedback from the peer reviewers and my editor, and there's still a long process before the actual end of the project. But because this is the last sort of intensive writing part, I hope, other than revisions, I want to celebrate it as much as I can. So I will be surrounding myself with my friends and my loved ones here in London. And then the day after I submit the manuscript, I will be flying to Colombia to see my family and celebrate my grandmother's birthday. And actually, she is a very important person in this whole book project. So I think it feels just a perfect coincidence that I have to submit this manuscript the day before her birthday, the day before I go and celebrate with her, not just her life, but the manuscript submission. So yes, that is what I will be doing. If you have any questions, I don't know if this is useful to anyone other than me. I hope it is. I think these are things that we can all take into our lives. But if you'd like to know more about my creative strategies, my writing strategies, my habits, my routines, please let me know. I would be more than happy to share them. This is just an experiment, as I mentioned, of just walking and talking in a frozen London. As you can see, there is still some, it's not even snow, it's just frozen grass in the ground. Yeah, I don't know, I just felt compelled to do this. So hopefully it's useful for you. If you want more of this, let me know. If you don't like it, also let me know. I create content that I like to create because I feel passionate about it. But if you just hate it, then maybe I can do some other things as well. Thank you for listening, for watching, and I'll see you again very soon, probably for another walk and talk or for some other form of content. Bye!